Well, good morning, brethren. Welcome to another daily devotional. We're going to begin a very short series of studies on some of the things that the Bible has to say about banners. In the book of Psalms, in Psalm number 20 and verse number 5, we have the following words: "We will rejoice in thy salvation, and in the name of our God we will set up or lift up our banners." Psalm chapter 20 and verse 5. Banners, of course, are things that we don't see an awful lot of today. You certainly see them in the past, but they're not uncommon. Here in Northern Ireland, of course, we have banners displayed annually around the 12th of July festivals. You also see banners being held up whenever you have protest march, for example, from trade unions. The banners that are displayed around the time of the 12th of July are banners that celebrate great victories. Victories, for example, in the past when King William, the Prince of Orange, defeated King James, and we had our civil and religious liberty secured for us. And that's something that those for whom this is something really meaningful celebrate on that annual occasion. What does it mean here in the Bible whenever the psalmist says, "We will rejoice in thy salvation, and in the name of our God we will set up our banners"? Well, surely, brethren, it's a recognition of the fact by the psalmist that God is the one who had delivered him. What his circumstances were at the time, we're not 100% sure, but what is certain is God intervened and God saved David from his enemies. And as we go through the scriptures, of course, the deliverances that David experienced are typical. They are types, they are shadows, they are analogies of the great deliverance that our great King has secured for us. And that deliverance, of course, is the deliverance from sin. And so whenever David says here, or the psalmist says here in Psalm 20, "We will rejoice in thy salvation," the greater fulfillment of that is for the Christian who rejoices in the great salvation that God has brought to him or to her. They rejoice in it, and he says, "And we will set up our banners." In other words, it's a way of displaying the fact that you have been saved, and that this salvation is something that you rejoice in and that you want other people to know about. So the banner here is a witness to others of salvation received. That's what it was in Psalm 20. That's what it is for us as Christians. We are to be people who rejoice, really rejoice and celebrate in our great salvation, our great deliverance. At the 12th of July parades, that's what is going on for many people there. They are celebrating, they are publicly bearing witness to the fact that God had done great things for them in the past. For us as Christians, we should not be ashamed to outwardly celebrate and to bear witness and testimony to others of the great salvation that God has done for us. So the psalmist says, "We will rejoice in thy salvation." Salvation is God's salvation. It is of the Lord. And in the name of our God, for the glory of our God, in other words, we will set up our banners. We will bear testimony to his great saving work. Let us, brethren, as we go into the next day, let us, no matter where we are, no matter what we're doing, live in such a way that we bear testimony to the great salvation that God has given us. That people will see in us the fact that we are joyful and glorifying God for the great salvation that we have, and that as opportunity arises, we'll be able to testify, to speak to people about this great salvation. So here is the banner of open witness and celebration of the salvation that we have received. "We will rejoice in thy salvation, and in the name of our God, we will set up our banners. May God bless you. Have a great day.